The number of youth offences grew from 40 in 2007 to 74 in 2008 and looks set to increase. According to Dr. Carol Hatchett, the figure will grow, as patterns in the last 10 years have shown that a recession puts a squeeze on youth, and one result, more criminal offences. These include theft, extortion and housebreaking. But, says Dr. Hatchett, offences have also become a lot more sophisticated, like cyberbullying. As the type of offences evolves, so too must the various ways of treating them.
Gone are the days when we can expect a child or a young adult to do as he or she is told. And forget the cane and the naggings. They don't work very well, at least not all the time, and definitely not for long either. But this challenge can be even greater, especially with troubled youths or youths at risk. So the Republic Polytechnic has tied up with several secondary schools here to help youths who have been identified by their schools as being at risk to rediscover themselves through a series of adventure learning programs. By putting them through the first adventure learning assimilation program of its kind here in Singapore, the three-phased program will be conducted at the Adventure Learning Centre in Republic Polytechnic as well as on Pulau Ubin. The Adventure Learning Centre comprises an abseil tower, several low elements, as well as 15 team and individual high ropes elements.
The centre is built on a challenge by choice model, which means that the participants have a choice not to do the activity.
Now, challenge by choice is a concept in adventure-based learning. In practice, a participant may choose not to participate in an activity, and this right is to be respected by others in the group as well as the course instructors. Challenge by choice can be used to help reinforce the message that an individual is to exert and take personal responsibility in choosing his or her behaviors and actions. The principle recognizes that individuals stand to learn and grow more by refusing to participate on occasions rather than always participating resentfully or unthinkingly. This results in encouraging each participant to set their own goals and definition of success.
But that doesn't mean that the participants have a choice to exercise that decision sitting by the roadside, for example. They have to be physically up here, they have to be dressed, they have to put on their harness, they have to be hooked up, and when they are ready to go, they have to make a decision whether do they want to go. And that's a challenge by choice model, not by sitting by the roadside and looking at people.
I would definitely be one of those sitting by the roadside and refusing to get out of my comfort zone. So how do you convince people to really take that step forward?
Yeah, I think the convincing comes from observing what other people does. If you're not so confident, we get you to observe first. I think that's key. Getting you to hear good things that people say through their experience. When they come back and say, wow, this was impressive. So by the experience, you sort of give you impetus to move forward.
Sounds great in theory, but what does the first batch of students who got a chance to experience what's it like to be challenged by choice have to say about their adventure learning experience over the weekend?
It was really fun, and they should really try out without not judging it, saying like it's kind of boring, not worthwhile.
Did you find that it was boring initially when you were first told that you had to go for this course?
Yeah, I was feeling quite bored, and sorry I use the word sian, but it's like I felt like it wasn't worthwhile, and it was against my reason to go. I was chosen, and after trying out, I realized that I should at least try things out before really considering them boring and not fun. Some things in life really have to depend on other people for support, and we are not totally strong as we used to think we are.
So which means that teamwork is important.
Yeah, and we really need some support, either spiritual or emotional or physical, to go on in life.
It trains leadership, communication, and basically it's all about confidence building.
There was a game that they have to be blindfolded and they have to pick up tiles on the floor, and my voice was the loudest, so I was the one who guided my teammates.
Yeah, it's hands-on, and it's like more fun. It's like more fun than even a camp. It's very different from other courses.
So we selected about identified 20 students. Yeah.
Did all 20 turn up in the first day? On the first day?
Ideally, we hope that all 20 will turn up, but apparently 3 students were not there. So we are finding out what's the problem and then see whether we can get them back on the home program.
How are you going to deal with those 3 students?
Basically, we have our own sets of consequences. But it's a lot of talking, it's a lot of motivation, and I think at the end of the day, if their friends can be the selling point, because what their friends say could probably worth more than what I say, So if I can generate that kind of excitement, which I do have on the first day, that group of students who went and then they tell their friends that, hey, you miss out something, you miss out a fun activity and things like that. I think that would be fantastic. We felt that if we want to engage them, probably we have to use another platform. And when RP and Project RNC came along, we felt that there was a platform, a very good platform, in fact, to engage them, and by providing outdoor adventure and outdoor activities. So hopefully through this platform, we may be able to engage them.
This whole entire circuit is actually the individual challenge. This individual challenge allows a participant to walk out, take his own fears or his own decision-making process out there with him to decide what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, and along the way communicate with his body that's watching him from the side. Right. So this whole element is actually talking about self, how I develop myself, what personal decisions I make for myself, and so on and so forth.
Right. But how do you actually, and how does pushing them to overcome their fears help in character development exactly?
We work on a model known as success build confidence. The smaller steps you take will eventually lead to a big outcome, and like you have seen earlier on, you have to put yourself there first, and then from there make small little steps to progressively learn something. And like I say, once you have built your confidence from there, you actually start to realize that, hey, it's not that bad. You start to come to terms with certain discomfort that you have, and this works on a level where we want to stretch your comfort zone. And that comfort zone is on the basis that we do not put you in a panic zone. We don't send you out and you panic, where you go out there and you stretch yourself, and yet you know that you're still safe.
One of my friends, he had sort of a bit of phobia of heights, and they really pushed him, and we all cheered for him, and he made it through after a while.
So what did you learn from this experience?
That we had to face our fears one day.
Basically, a lot of things are interconnected, and in order to succeed, we are talking about attitude and certain life skills that probably they need, but they may not have at this point in time. So probably by putting them at the obstacles and things like that, through it may bring up certain life skills that through going through the obstacles, they may. I'm sure the facilitators will do that also to help them to see the connection between their studies and the attitude, and then probably they understand that, hey, I'm also facing certain similar situations, and I just need to overcome my fear. I just need to take a bold step forward to just really to find success basically in whatever that they do.
I learn how to overcome my fear and respect other people. I see this course as a turn over a new leaf thing.
So much for mixing adventure learning with character building. In our next segment, we talk to youth counselors and social workers who offer insights into the challenges they face in dealing with today's youths at risk.